Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. This is Julia with J of Cree Freedom. A little bit under the weather today. Would like to give the Lord credit and thanks for blessing me with these words this day and appointing them over the nations and kingdoms of the earth if they so choose to listen, to uproot and break down, destroy and overthrow, to build and to plant. Yeah, so we have a longer word today. I will try to do good with the timestamps, and there is a little bit of a word for you, Tony. There will be a dream that I mentioned and an experience that I had with the Lord. And at this point, especially when I'm turning sick, it's way easier just to go through the Rima and then stop and talk where he says I should give commentary. So that's what we're going to do. But I apologize in advance. That vision I had before of the Lord giving whops, don't know if you've ever been hit by a bat before, but that's kind of what it looked like. He was cracking people on the head hard enough that it hurt, but not hard enough that it broke the bone, you know? And then you might have a whelp. If we were animals, I don't know if he would deal with us that hard or if it would be like not a big deal. I don't know. Oh yeah, and a Sunday update, our Sunday vlog, that's not a vlog. I would like to give more details, but the Lord said to keep it really basic and really simple. So basically, the Lord did tell me to dress up that day because I've been wearing like t-shirt and jeans to church because he told me to. But he told me that day to dress up, which was yesterday for me. And I had to do the announcement for the Gemeinde Cafe. Yeah, I could see him smiling at me as I did that, but I tried not to look at him so it wouldn't make me nervous. And then later he did actually come up to my husband and talk to Max for a second, and I was close by because I was in the kitchen. And I stood there to see what his body language would be if he would smile and turn to me, and he did, because he hasn't always done that in the past. He did turn to me slowly, thank God. If you prayed for that, thank you so much. It was a slow turn and a slow intro into the conversation. It's happened the last 3 times that I talked to him this year, which was like, that was it, total of like 3 times. But there's always a girl that comes up and talks to him and says something. So a girl came, she interrupted, and I thought, okay, that's it. But I was wrong, so it's true, I was on my own that day, but I had a little bit of help from different people who kept coming to help, so that was great. But he hung around the church till almost everyone was gone, and then he talked to me for a very short time at the end. So that was that, and it was really basic, polite conversation, so nothing deep at all. But still, now that y'all know more about this story and how crazy it's been, it was definitely a breakthrough for me, but we're not going to take too much time on that. So that was that. Thank you so much if you've been praying for us. All right. So he's talking about the system and how the system's going to crash. He's definitely talking about money. In our case, this may mean more for you personally. So, and system folks. Yeah, hun. So it's all going to crash and soon, dear ones, if you like to. Yo, recreation, son. And yeah, dog. So I speak to my online gamers, gaming their game in this hour still. And yeah, dog. Think the getting your butt up and off that sweet to you couch someday, bro, of a Sunday near you, and tell them, hun, about your slow as hell Sunday's doll. For do they? Well, as y'all know, I was fooled by my husband by how religious he was. Yeah, so Max he said it was religious, but he was like basically would not work or study on Sundays. Well, he only studied. He didn't work through school, but he would not study on Sundays. And I thought that was kind of weird. And then I kind of took it up on myself. I used to be a teacher here in Austria, so I was like, okay, then I'm going to do it too. So I made a choice. It was tough for me because I'm just kind of a procrastinator. So I chose to only do work on Saturdays or Monday morning, which of course my Monday mornings were kind of crazy because of that. But I did make the choice to not do any work on a Sunday, and I hung out at his place a lot at that time when I first began this habit. And they only had like a small TV, and I didn't have my own computer there, so it was really like my Sundays just slowed down to like 0. And that's the discipline of man, I can't remember the name. Anyway, it's one of the disciplines, I think, in one of those books. So the Lord actually does see you when you slow things down. And now for me as a housewife, that means no laundry on Sundays. We plan the food out in advance. I try to keep the food simple if I really want to be lazy, then we use the slow cooker. So I will just turn the slow cooker on in the morning or do it the day before if I'm really being lazy. And then it's just like, turn the slow cooker on. That's all I do for the day. And I'm not kidding. And like Max, he will like pick up the kids' toys and stuff. Like he's doing more than me now. Maybe it's my depression, but I don't even pick up their toys on a Sunday. I'm just like, whatever. I'll do it on Monday. Also, I know some of you are like so busy. You got so much stuff going on. Your lives are like, I don't know, breakneck speed. What is that called? That point where the sound barrier breaks. Anyways, I know some of your lives are like way faster than mine. Some not. But anyway, I wanted to say also, like when you tithe, I think it's easier to tithe our money sometimes than our time. So like, if you tithe your time to the Lord and you give him that stress, like, okay, Lord, I trust you that I will be a better worker on Monday and I can handle what I need to do next week. And tithe that capacity to get things done. Give it to God. Test him on that. See if he doesn't help you be a better worker and work smarter, not harder on the next days. Like, just test it and see. So anyway, that's me. So he said, tell them, hun, about your slow as hell Sundays, doll, for do they? Yeah, babe. So the awful to me Americans and other countries too, Asians in this hour have no clue what it takes to please me anymore, folks. And that's Ruhe, dear ones. And well, yes, a bit of scary to you blokes to think of it. Silence-y silence. And yeah, bro, think TV turned off. Computer, well, hers is always on, actually, folks. But, well, let's just say that thing don't collect much dust, or food crumbs, rather. My snacking their snack. Lovely ladies, listening to her astonished voice today of, what, bro? That dude actually grew a pair and what? He talked to you, chick? Come on, folks, let's settle a little bit all the way down to null on this one, folks. For did he did dudes keep it terribly short on her, even though he for sure could have. Yeah, boys, so basically no one was around when these two picked up the long-lost links of friendship and basic regard for this bloke camping, son. And yeah, bro, so I mean, to actually not despise, ignoring her too much for comfort's sake, awful, bro, in Christ, or seems to me, Lord. The brainwaves, dearies, are for sure about to be fried worldwide with yo news channel, sis, and your favorite thinks he tells it like it is, politician, political commentator, babe. Now come on, sis. And she knows it by now, doll, that those people on screen and their so-called acting careers are tailor-made, folks, and pre-cut to fit. Yeah, folks, thank you, dear ones. They're little nitwit audiences of, yo wallets, dear ones. Please, bro. No more money being sent, dog, to the wrong political parties, dog. They don't actually matter that much at all, son. And if you haven't, you will like him, bro, and how he chilly speaks, twists his words and mind around a topic. Ain't no twisted at all about this manly man when he deals with. If you want to change up who you're listening to, and I know the Holy Spirit knows who we're talking to right now in this moment. If you want to check out Tony's channel, it is that little picture, well, usually at the back with the music, so you can check it out. And now we are actually speaking to you, Tony. I do apologize. The Lord is very kind in what he shares. I don't know how many people who hear this are actually in your inner circle, in your real life, that would actually be affected by this if they heard it. So that's the blessing of YouTube. You may not feel like it's a blessing today, but anyways, this is for you. So he said, ain't no twisted at all about this manly man when he deals with, I see you, bro, dealing with your similar story to hers, bro, but well, different, bro, in the sad, almost abusive as F to her approach of taking on this little doll of mine in private, too. The showers, bro, of life have to remain, well, private, don't they, son? And you not airing your dear gal's laundry out of, I see you, bro, and in general, accolades, son. Dealing with the muchness of a woman can be, well, overwhelming at times, ain't it, bro? Just leave her, bro. Here he winked. Just kidding, dog. Ain't no dog about it, son. You are A-OK, 100 as they come, bro. But, well, defenses, son. And as a man of the house, you for sure have my permission to. Yeah, dog, so we'll have to leave it there for now, bro, to protection, bro, and how she's gonna Forgive her, bro, at times for exposing the raw details of your lives, folks, at times, for is it not? It is, bro, and you know it deep down, folks. So yeah, dear ones, if you have actually received a burning its burn, sting in your ears, chick, at times too much, if I'm honest with you, folks. Tip of the iceberg, doll, to what she... No, folks, no details for now, as she... Watch it, bro, as the months roll by and you just sillily think she... Ain't getting away with nothing, bro. I don't have my hand on your chick's life, son. Okay, folks, we got it a little bit twisted, folks, as she has done to... Did it to her first, bro. Always. Usually. Ain't nothing usual about her, dear ones, to turn me off of, keep me from snuggling with... And yeah, dogs, my horny dogs of the hour. So it did actually happen, folks, as she said. But did I? And you better believe it for me now, boys. She turns me on too, folks. If I were anything but holy and righteous as F to you that night, wasn't I, doll? Yeah, so I didn't mention it, but I did have a snuggle session with the Lord, and I was supposed to remind y'all that was only after like a year and a half at least of going through this process of purification. So he says the sweet stuff can come, but it takes a while to get there. And I was just basically questioning God's love for me. So he held me in like a child. He stroked my hair and he reminded me that he loved me. So that was the basics. I'm not supposed to tell too much. Yeah, bro. So just to answer your question, chick, of pressure cooker. And yeah, folks. So I mean on the mind, bro. And the only way that can cause this turnaround, the Shiza show is so Shiza-y by now, folks. I have no choice but to... Yeah, folks, think mental shift in the worstest. It was awful, wasn't it, hun? But, well, you want to tell them, hun, a little sliver of advice in these times, folks, how it could all get... Yeah, boys, think worse on your A-words, folks, causing you to... I think I mentioned it before, but basically when you start feeling so much hatred coming from so many places and you know it's unfair, like, for example, the way I tried to save my marriage. It's like, it's so crazy. It's like, this don't make sense. And it's not like I walk around and be like, oh, that's demonic, that's demonic, that's demonic, that's demonic. Doing that doesn't really help. It's just like, it's just so crazy it don't make sense. So I think I'm going to start thinking better of myself, you know, like that. Alright, so the way it gets worse is obviously some of the pressures coming from the end time stuff. I do way better with physical stuff. So it's like if a nuclear bomb blew up half this city and I had to live on the other side, I'm okay. But like, it's the mental weird stuff, like people's hatred of you and stuff like that. That's what really bothers me. But I'm trying to work through it. Distress, dear ones. Okay, I'll go back. Yeah, boys, think worse on your A-words, folks, causing you to distress, dear ones, and what you choose to do with it, boys. And yeah, folks, I don't mean no porn watching. Ain't gonna be an option for you at that time, bruh. So let's just, yeah, dear ones, think chill pill needed on her A-word for... What, folks? Are you just gonna hate me for all eternity for exposing your... Again, folks, ain't no secrets in heaven, bruh. And any so-called abuse that she... It is, bro, what a born and bred to sabotage all good things in her life person was meant to do, bruh. And yeah, bruh, like the taking walks advice I actually gave to multiple sweet old men, listeners, listening to her Chaney channel by now, folks. So it's true, dog, so it's true. Away and back up of yo gal, son. And yeah, bro, so let's think the turning the pasty paste of that sweet white to her skin of... How about it, bro? You think we could get for ourselves a little tanny tan of yo mouth, son, and the way you watch it? Perfect, bro. But, well, like this channel, bro, and her prophetic gifting in me. Yeah, boys, so I'm saying it today, folks, of... Yeah, dog. So the tough as hell at times in life things just need to be said, bro. So it's true, folks. So it's true. And, dear ones, do you want to hear me? 'Cause if not... Yeah, folks, think buzzing away from her story peacefully and in silence, like I could sting her sting by now into this story, my dear lady listening her listen today of... But is it? Yeah, dear ones, so I speak of wise choices today. And she, dear ones, is anything but freaking out at the... Yeah, folks, so she sadly by now thinks it's a fluke that he wasn't, dear ones, but will he? Well, let's just say dourned, folks, like her mind shift. Won't happen in this lifetime for some of you sweet, deep down to me folks listening today. But do the others? Nah, hun, they for sure don't see you at times, doll. Like her, bro. Like her. But, well, boundaries, bro. We've all got them set up, yo. Some more than others. So do you think you could all just maybe chillax for today on her A word, folks? I know, dear ones, it's a super as F, tough as hell word for you to hear, dear lady of clean, dear one. And no, hun, I don't mean to yo man, but well, me, hun. And when in doubt of yourself, dear gal, yeah, hun, take it to the house, or outside, rather. And look, dear ones, at all the lovely options you have staring you in the face, right outside your door of. Here I felt he was referencing to wood chopping. Okay, not all of you, bros. Here he winked, but, well, we'll get there, bro. Eventually, someday, folks, won't we, son? He winked. I think he means someone that wants to live. You're in a big city, but you want to live in the woods. Yeah, bro, I see you. Got your back on this one, bro. And share it, hun. For that sick dream as well. Let me give it to you straight, hun. Exactly, babe. It is exactly what the demonic wants to do to you and all humanity, hun. And that's eat your flesh, be. And once they once and for all have fleshly conduits of all that nasty to them, rage, and okay, so it's a little creepy, but we're going to go back to the dream. So the Lord did reveal it to me sometimes that when dreams are too gruesome or too weird, then they can be from the demonic, although they can still be true. So I do want to say that. I think sometimes we're getting true intel and real things from the other side, but because it's from a demonic source and there's no hope in the dream, then it's not always good to share it. So just want to encourage some of y'all in that way. So this dream was a little bit more negative, so I didn't think it was the Lord, because the Lord looked like Santa Claus in this dream, but he said it's from him, so here we go. I dreamt of some people or kids that were stuck in an area in like a barn-like place, and they all wanted to transfer from one place in the barn to another place in the barn. And there were little groups of kids or boys. I don't know if it was just boys or if it was boys and girls. So there were groups, and the problem was that there were aliens coming who wanted to eat them. So even if they transferred somewhere, the aliens were still going to eat them. I was given a small spoonful of edamame from a can with chicken broth. I think that part just shows that food will be important. My view shifted, and I went up and over a wall, so it was like the whole barn was enclosed, and it didn't look like there was any hope for these kids. Looked like they're all going to get eaten. But on the other side of the wall, it was like a hidden wall, if y'all ever read The Hiding Place. On the other side of the wall, there was a man there, and he looked like Santa Claus, and he was smiling. And there was not just one, there were several of these guys. I think this represents the Lord. And as each group shifted from one place to another, he would teleport one or two of the boys to an attic where they would be unseen and undetected by the aliens. And the Santa Clauses were very smiley and very friendly. Okay, so that was the dream. And he's saying now that this is like the first time I ever got a word on like the Greys or whatever they're going to look like. I don't know what they look like, but he said they have fleshly conduits for the demonic, and then they want to actually be like, like zombies. And he encourages us not to get scared. So he says, stuff and fluff, dear ones, stuff and fluff to me, dolls. For will I, dear ones, just let them serve you all up on a platter, dear ones, to eat, and then take over the world for real? Well, almost, dear ones, almost. And is she? She does, dear ones, have her finger closer to the mark on that awful, for you to hear it, dear pastory gal of mine, theory that, what, bro? So you're not coming back after all to get me, yo? Hold on, chick, hold on. But let's just say that's one video she didn't have to remove for all this time, folks, but, well, shh. And mystery, dear ones. It's for sure still meant to be a big old mystery to most people, and the demonic, as she so astutely and wisely says, folks. For tell me, bruh, if you all just know that the Antichrist is gonna be this O-word dude over here, it could be, folks. For sure it could be. But, well, loath to be pegged, dear ones, in the worstest And it sucks, dear ones, faux show at times, don't it, bruh? To be pegged with, and my dear so-called wife actually dissed a so-called prophetess by details, dear ones. And should they? Nah, folks. Ain't much actually needed to be shared among you at this point except love, dear ones. And when an abusive person doesn't get it, you blokes, my blokesy blokesters of the hour. And yeah, folks, think more grace, loving substance actually there and operating, needed for sure in her life in the form of him and his sweet touch on her. Careful, dear ones, pegging this bloke so harshly, dudes, for did he? Nah, son, not 1 ounce. Hasn't touched this dear gal since. Yeah, so he said I could, tell y'all this part about last time I saw. That was at the dinner that I talked about. It was so funny, except, okay, he told me not to make fun of him at all when I speak about him, but he did say I could share this. So, anyway, it was at the end of the dinner, and I was looking at him, and I don't know what the look I gave him was, but in my head I was like, okay, bye, never see you never again. Like, I was thinking something like that, and I was like, yeah, he's not gonna give me a hug, because he doesn't usually give girls hugs anyways. And it was so cute. He stuck his hand out like it looked really like a Hail Hitler, so slightly up, not all the way up like a Hail Hitler, but like almost. And he stuck it out straight towards me and didn't even smile. And yeah, I should probably admit I made a mistake too. I didn't mean to do this. He made me nervous the way he did it, but instead of slinking in for a normal hug and just a normal side hug, he made me so nervous. I just did it real fast. I just wrapped my arm around his muscle, the bicep. So yeah, it was really awkward. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy gonna think I'm obsessed with his muscles right there. Anyway, it was funny. Funny in the way only people that misunderstand each other can do to one another. Back to the message. Humanity, dear ones. It for sure at times can be a big old hot mess of clear the air, dear ones, with your new joy in Christ you found. And well, what do you say, boys, dolls? We celebrate the victories in life, folks, in private usually, but can she? Nah, folks. Too dangerous for her, even to private dance parties, folks, with, nah, boys, no one there but me, myself and I, folks, at times. Okay, all the time, boys. It's how she righteously operates on my A of celebrating a big ol' breakthrough in the spiritual realm in real life, boys, but will she? Nah, boys, ain't nobody around for her to squawk her squawk of. But well, you folks get a front row seat, Joe Blow, to her shiza show turning into. And, well, folks, do you want to see it all turn around for her, or no, dudes? Exactly, bro. Exactly, son. So, let's stop hating his hate on this bro in Christ who, protection, dear ones, and getting under his skin so much finally in a way that, love, dear ones, we all need it at this point in our lives, babes. And well, just not her, eh? You blokey blokes? Okay, it's the ladesters in crime I'm talking my talk to here today of details, ladies. I know you like to have them all straight and well, so does she, doll, so does she. But, well, priorities, folks. And when it comes to God versus man, well, let's just say, folks, that it's not a battle she wanted to take up on her own A-word. Not, bro. It's not always a cuss word, son. Just B and A and C, dear ones, if it doesn't all work out one day for her too. Love you all, dear ones. A big old cuss word like her, folks. Just kidding, dear ones. Here he winked. But, well, some of you actually get me, don't you, my darksters of the hour? Not, dear ones. Not actually always the darksters who... Your heart, dear ones. Could we say, maybe check it for me, folks, and see if... I think I told y'all this a long time ago, but anyway, the Lord is not like a genie in my pocket, but every night when it's time to go to bed, I ask the Lord what psalm he wants me to read, and the number just pops into my mind. So I'm always silent, that way the demonic can't throw me off, so they don't always know when I'm asking the Lord. And yesterday, after that thing with Stefan, I was like, Lord, is it real? What do you want me to read tonight? And he plays Psalm 13 on my heart. How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? Will you hide your face from me? How long must I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart day after day? How long will my enemy exalt himself and triumph over me? Consider and answer me, O Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep the sleep of death. And my enemy will say, I have overcome her, and my adversaries will rejoice when I am shaken. But I have trusted and relied on and been confident in your loving kindness and faithfulness. My heart shall rejoice and delight in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord, because he has dealt bountifully with me. God bless.